Hello everyone, today we will be looking at some 2-tower chimps combinations where one of the towers is going to be the bottom path engineer, the XXL trap. This tower got buffed quite a lot in recent updates. First of all, the price of 5th tier got reduced in update 47 if I remember correctly, and in the update 48 the trap reposition rate got faster and some other cross-path interactions also got upgraded. I like this tower a lot, it's really satisfying to see the 5th tier swallow an entire round in the 90s without any effort. It just feels so clean. However, this does not mean that this tower has many 2-tower chimps combinations. It has two main issues. First of all, it does absolutely nothing against the bad Bloon on round 100. The best it can do is to eat the insides, but it barely does any damage against the bad layer. The second issue is the lack of camo detection on all of the tiers. DDTs on round 95 and 99 are often run killers, and this tower does not do anything against them unless the second tower can decamo them. And this is going to be the case for XXL trap and Corvus combinations that I'm about to show you. The only difficult round for this combo is really round 95, where you have to pull off some really advanced Corvus micro. The save up to the big trap is actually not very difficult, at least on these easiest beginner maps. You just have to remember to have some spare mana for camo rounds, reposition the trap whenever needed, and you might also need some additional spells to pop Moabs quicker. It might sound complicated, and if you are not micromanaging Clover, then you will probably consider this a torture, but it's really very doable. Anyway, let's see round 95. There are a few main tricks that I've been using here. First of all, there is a little trick where if you use vision spell that gives you camo detection and also decamo on hit, you can wait until this spell almost runs out and then you can use trample. The trample spell will keep the camo for the entire duration, cleaning the entire track from the camo bloons. Once the trample runs out, the DDTs start coming on the screen, and for a brief moment we have absolutely zero camo detection. So what's needed is using recovery to get vision back quicker. And once it's back, you can just spam a bunch of spells to destroy stuff. The DDTs mostly get swallowed by XXL trap, but when it gets repositioned, a bunch of stuff will start leaking, so you also need to use mana shield for that. I'm not an expert Corvus player, this is just the strategy that works for me, but there might be a better one. I think I've seen something similar on someone's YouTube channel and decided to more or less just copy that. Anyway, this combo on Scrapyard was pretty easy to do. The map is long enough to easily let Corvus pop the bad layer by himself. What I do to get enough damage is a combination of Echo and Ancestral Might. Corvus got nerfed quite a lot when it comes to the round 100 damage. In the past, I think the best strategy was to use Echo and Overload. Currently, I don't think this has better total damage output at all. Here you can also take a look at the same combination done on Cubism. This one was more difficult because of the shorter map length, but I managed to adapt my strategy a bit to make it work as well. The shortest map that this combination has been done on is Frozen Over, which I'm honestly very surprised of. I don't think that what I'm doing can really work there, but who knows. There are just so many options that can be used while playing with Corvus. I kinda wish I used him more when he was really overpowered. Currently, he still has great early and middle game, but falls off in late rounds. Well, now let's move to a different pairing. This time it's going to be an XXL trap and Flying Fortress. Actually, that's a bit of a stretch as I will only be using the Bloon trap, but the price buff that happened a while ago makes it so that you can also afford to buy the big trap by the end of the game. There is just no reason to do that. For this combination there are two options. You can either go for 0-4 Engineer. This is when your map does not have too much overlapping and you would have to reposition your trap quite a bit. Alternatively, you can go for 204. This way you get more raw damage and also faster trap replacement, but you have to make sure that the balloons will go through the spot where your trap is being placed on a few different stages of the round. No matter which crosspath you pick, there are mostly just a few difficult rounds. First of all, round 49. You only have the Never Miss Ace and the Bloon trap, and you have to deal with a huge swarm of balloons. Finding the correct timings and spots where to place your trap as well as microing the trap is very tricky. Then there is round 50, which also has a big amount of ceramics as well as Moab balloons. This is very tricky as well as you have to focus on everything at once. The trap has to collect as much of these ceramics as possible, and the ace has to help a bit with cleaning the stuff that leaks, but it also has to damage the Moab a bit, as it has to be popped right near the end, and the trap has to collect all the inside ceramics. It really takes a lot of tries to master the timings for all of that, and every map will work out differently. Depending on the map, the Flying Fortress save up is also pretty difficult. Usual Fortress combos get the 5th tier at the start of round 88, but here, because the Bloon trap is a bit expensive, you have to beat almost the entire round. I definitely have more ace micro practice with Never Miss Ace than with Spectre, so for me it was usually very tight. Here you can see how I got the upgrade at the very last moment. With the Flying Fortress acquired, the rest of the run is AFK. There is no need to buy XXL trap as I mentioned, but it is affordable by the end of the game. I will also show you highlights from some other maps where I completed this combination on. There are some very cool last moment snipes, so I hope you enjoy. And if you do, remember to subscribe and you will see more videos like that. Have fun watching the rest and also have a good day. Goodbye!